A day after carrying out surgical strike, the Indian forces are in operation readiness mode. The fighter jets are ready. The Indian border villages have been evacuated. The Home Minister has chaired a high-level meeting with a constant monitoring of the border areas. But the threats could not just be at the borders, but also in the hinterland. Meanwhile, many are asking whether India is ready to face action or retaliation by Pakistan. India's answer is actions speak louder than rhetorics.
India is prepared for a knee-jerk reaction from the neighboring country for killing 50 terrorists on its soil.
हमारे सुरक्षा बल, हमारी सरकार पूरी मुस्तैदी के साथ देश की सम्मान, देश के स्वाभिमान और देश की सुरक्षा के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है.
Soldiers at the line of control and on the border with Pakistan have gone on high alert. India is maintaining the highest vigil all along the western borders. Satellites, radar chains and NTRO facilities are monitoring the situation 24/7. The security forces are on operational readiness mode. Security of the people is the army's priority. To ensure that no civilians are harmed, villages near the border areas in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Rajasthan have been evacuated to safer locations. The army wings spread within 10 kilometers of the India-Pakistan border. Alternative arrangements made for villages in Amritsar, Gurdaspur, Pathankot and many other districts.
We have to be ready. If there has been retaliation, we have to be ready, and you know this for the country's sake. Some villages or a few hundreds of villagers, they have to suffer. I think we have to be ready for the country's sake.
Villagers who are now part of the front against Pakistan are standing shoulder to shoulder with the army.
पाकिस्तान कई 30 सालों से लगभग हिंदुस्तान को परेशान कर रहा है. युद्ध अच्छी बात नहीं है, लेकिन कोई लास्ट विकल्प है और कोई रास्ता नहीं है जब युद्ध हो रहा है. और अगर युद्ध हो तो पूरी जनता हिंदुस्तान के फेवर में है. छोटा मोटा जितना भी था सब अपनी ताकत लगाएंगे.
At a crucial security review meet on Friday, Home Minister Rajnath Singh directed the forces to provide manpower to local administration to help in evacuation. The Home Minister also took note of the Indian soldier who inadvertently crossed over to Pakistan, assured that all attempts are being made to secure his release.
उसे छुड़ाने का सर्व प्रयास चल रहा है. सभी मिनिस्टर्स पे काम लगी हुई है. होम मिनिस्टर साहब ने कह दिया है कि उसे लाने का पूरा जी तोड़ से हम प्रयास करेंगे.
With eagle eyes set at the border, India's message to Pakistan is bold and clear. Terror will not go unpunished. Bureau Report, India Today.
After the Indian Army's surgical strikes, Pakistan seems to have gone into a huddle. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif today held a crucial meeting as his establishment is looking for an appropriate response to Indian counterattack. Meanwhile, on the ground, the government seems to be preparing, if at all there is a retaliatory action from the other side of LOC or the border. The villagers have been asked to be cautious, and at certain places the villagers have been already asked to move out and evacuate to safer zones.
Pakistan's global isolation is complete. With Sri Lanka pulling out of SAARC, the message is clear. Pakistan now stands alone. The neighbour's government is in a huddle, not knowing what might strike next. As India beat Pakistan at its own game, Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif chaired a high-level meet in Islamabad, frantically looking for a response to India's surgical strike. India's message that the days of restrained diplomacy are over has hit Pakistan where it hurts. They claim they are prepared. This is quite evident. Unmanned aerial vehicles were seen today at the Rajasthan border on Pakistan's side. Not just this, sources told India today that Pakistan is now burying the bodies of terrorists to avoid loss of face. The rogue neighbor has even asked terrorists Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar to lie low. Huddled up but still in denial, Pakistan rigged up Kashmir. As Pakistan preached about human rights, its army troops violated ceasefire in Kalsian village of Jammu and Kashmir's Nowshera sector. As Pakistan warns India of a military response to what they called unprovoked aggression, one thing is clear: Pakistan is shaken to the core. Bureau Report, India Today.
The Indian Army has clarified that its surgical strike in POK was done in self-defense. It had identified several launch pads but took out 4 significant ones from where terrorists were being trained and being sent across to enact acts of terror like the one in Uri.
Indian Army's surgical strikes inflicted significant casualties to terrorists in these areas of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The operation was launched following specific inputs on Pakistani terrorists positioning themselves at launch pads: Kale, Lipa Valley, Bhimber Gully and Tatapani. Now, India Today tells you why these 4 terror bases in POK were first identified and then targeted. Situated across India's Machil sector, Kale is the largest launch pad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, from where terrorists were infiltrated into both Uri and Poonch areas. This is also the largest communication base of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen. Lipa Valley, across the Indian sector of Nogam, is where Pakistan Army trains cadres of Hizbul Mujahideen. This is a key launch pad of the Hizbul. Bhimber, situated across the Indian subsector of Bhimbar Gully, is a hybrid terror camp of Lashkar and Hizbul. Recent terror attack in Poonch was launched from Bhimber. Indian Army destroyed the largest staging camp, which is active around the year. Tatapani, across the Indian sector of Mendhar, has been a training camp of terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed. The launch pad was used to push terrorists into Poonch and Rajouri. Before the final assault on the terror launch pads, the Special Forces soldiers kept the terror bases under extensive surveillance. After a week of substantial rehearsals, the final go-ahead was given for the operation. With Rahul Kaval, Bureau Report, India Today.
Pakistan has been relentlessly facing opposition from different countries, including its allies. Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan and US are a few countries who are openly condemning Pakistan and have been congratulating India for a transformation from a defensive military establishment.
India's surgical strike isn't just a warning to Pakistan, but to terrorists that we will no longer just stand by and watch if blood is spilled. And the world is standing by India, with even Pakistan's allies refusing to condemn the surgical strike. The Modi government summoned envoys of 25 countries, including US, China and Russia, and briefed them about the operation, deeming it as a classic counter-terror op. Supporting India since the inception of the Indo-Pak diplomatic war, Afghanistan released a statement congratulating India.
I applaud Honorable Prime Minister Modi for his boldness and his seriousness to fight terrorism more effectively.
Pakistan's biggest ally, China, has taken a neutral stand on the operation. The Chinese Foreign Ministry called for restraint and only highlighted that the situation is being monitored. Even Sri Lanka has issued a statement announcing its withdrawal from the SAARC meet and condemning Pakistan's inaction in combating terrorism. They have openly criticized the ongoing unconducive environment to participate in any dialogue. Pakistan has time and again run to the United States seeking an intervention, but the superpower has refused to entertain its plea. The White House has in fact approved of the strike, urging for action to combat terror.
We continue to urge actions to combat and delegitimize groups like LET and the Haqqani Network and Jaish Mohammed.
The United Nations, meanwhile, has also sought for a constructive dialogue between India and Pakistan. The strongest stance was possibly taken by India's neighbour Bangladesh, which also stood by India's boycott call of SAARC. Pakistan has been left with no support whatsoever internationally, and India's surgical strike has only isolated the country further on the global stage.
After India carried out a planned surgical strike against terror camps across LOC, high alert has been sounded in several parts of the country. Home Minister Rajnath Singh has ordered strictest security measures across Indo-Pak border near Gujarat, Punjab and Rajasthan, even as the national capital has witnessed an unprecedented security deployment.
It's not just the borders where vigil has been heightened. Cities too are on alert, especially Delhi. Security forces have been deployed at railway stations, schools, colleges, embassies and markets wherever civilians can be targeted easily.
I'm standing right now is a very busy place called the Connaught Place. Towers like this are erected from in every important strategic position, and specially trained commandos are upon it to make sure, carrying weapons to make sure that to spot any suspected activity, and if at all they're spotted, they can be immediately thwarted. Through these barricades, these men are making sure that no suspected car can go through, because it is only through these cars that people can carry explosives, people can carry weapons, and to make sure that they are not, that doesn't happen, they're stopping cars and checking them on and off.
Places of worship are being closely guarded. Emergency response vehicles, bomb squads, SWAT teams and anti-terror units are on standby. All three services are being directed to raise the level of security. While India is on a red alert, inputs from international intelligence agencies says India's missions in Afghanistan could be targeted. Security has been beefed up at the Indian embassy in Kabul. Additional Afghan security personnel have also been deployed outside Indian missions in Jalalabad and Herat. The government is taking no chances, neither in India nor abroad. Bureau Report, India Today.
Apart from the special forces, the Ghatak platoons, Ghatak as the name suggests, are dangerous. So the dangerous infantry soldiers of 10 Dogra and 6 Bihar, the two battalions that were hit by Pakistan-sponsored terrorists in Uri, also participated in the surgical operations. While the special forces went into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and took out adversaries, the Ghataks protected their flanks, and there was a message here. They too participated in the operations to avenge Pakistani terrorist operations at Uri.
They are among the Indian Army's most fit and motivated commandos. The Ghatak platoon lives by its name, the killer force. The Ghatak platoons of 6 Bihar and 10 Dogra battalions were pushed in to help the army carry out the surgical strikes into Pak territory late Wednesday night. But there was a bigger reason to involve the Ghatak commandos in this most secret operation. After all, they had lost 19 of their fellow Ghatak commandos when Jaish terrorists attacked the 12th Army Brigade headquarters in Uri sector on September 18th. Morale in a battalion usually takes a hit when fellow soldiers are killed. The Indian Army felt retribution was the best way to keep up the spirit of Ghataks. Having a better sense of the terrain along the line of control, 6 Bihar and 10 Dogra battalions were in a flanking role during the surgical strikes that took down 2 Pakistani soldiers. Ghatak commandos are equipped with the latest weaponry and are highly trained for directing artillery and air attacks on targets deep within enemy lines. Every infantry battalion of Indian Army has one Ghatak platoon which acts as shock troops, and only the most physically fit and motivated soldiers make it to the platoon. The operation across LOC in a sense brought some closure for the Ghataks, grieving the death of 19 soldiers in Uri. Bureau Report, India Today.
India is hailing the surgical strikes conducted on the terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir by the Indian Army. People have come out in the streets and have supported the decision to retaliate with surgical strikes. From leaders to the common man, everybody is lauding Prime Minister Modi for his strong stance taken to hit back at Pakistan.